I had 7 uncles in World War II. This is 5 of them. This is on my grandma's side. Louis, Charles, Teddy, Frank, Felix. I dealt with Felix a little bit. He'd do some work in my ma's house. He drank a little bit. He's a good guy. All right. The other 2 on my grandpa's side, I don't have any pictures of them in uniform. The only pictures I got is Chester is in the Seabees. Johnny is in the Marines. All right. Doesn't he look like Butch Cassidy? Johnny in the Marines. He was in the deepest part of it, from what everybody said. They don't have any other information on any of the other ones, just Johnny. Johnny was in Guadalcanal, Bougainville, and Iwo Jima, and made it back alive. They all made it back alive. My mom says that was because of her praying every day without stopping. This is another picture of Johnny in '46 when he got married. Them were the only pictures I got of Johnny and Chester. But my mom swears it was because she prayed every day without missing a day is why they made it back alive. And I'm going to go with that. I don't want to say anything about M1 Garand or M4 Sherman tanks or 16-inch battleship guns or B-17s. Might have helped. But she believes it was her. I'm going to go with that. And they all made it back alive. How lucky. M1 Garand. On the back of the rifle here it says, U.S. rifle, caliber 30, M1, Springfield Armory. And it has a serial number. This one here is April of '43. It's in fairly good condition. It's been redone. It's got aftermarket walnut stock. Got a 1952 U.S. GI Springfield Armory barrel. And it's got all U.S. Springfield Armory parts in it. In good shape. And it's been reparkerized. Shoots fairly good. This one here is my Uncle Ray's. After he gets done at the range, he'll let me clean it. And I tell him it's an honor to clean a 1943 M1 Garand. Shoots up. It shoots the 30-06 cartridge, which is a full power cartridge. At 200 yards, some of the shells will go through 4 inches of concrete. And at 1,000 yards, it's still going somewhere around 800 feet per second, 900 feet. Full power cartridge. General Patton said it was the best battle implement ever devised. It was top of the line during World War II. The Germans hated this gun, and they come up with something a little late in the game in '44 that was called the Sturmgewehr, storm rifle, is what it means, in 1944. It shot a smaller cartridge, but it was a select fire, 30-round banana clip. It was a fairly accurate shooter from what everybody says. And the Russians did their best to copy it after the war, and they came up with the AK-47. They might not want to admit to that, but it's a copy right off the AK-47. Or the AK-47 is a copy right off the Sturmgewehr, 1944.